Hello, everyone. I am Claudio Mugan, the host of the Spiritually Inspired podcast, and my guest today is Viviane Chauvet. Viviane is an advanced Arcturian hybrid avatar, published author, international public speaker, creator of the Arcturian Energy Matrix Healing and the Arcturian Healing Arts Program, advocate for planetary evolution, emissary for the Federation of Light, and owner of Infinite Healing from the Stars LLC. Viviane is a producer and co-host of the Infinite Star Connections podcast. She has over 22 years of experience as a conscious interstellar voice channel and dimensional holographic healer. Viviane features in a multi-award winning documentary, Extraordinary, The Revelations, and will feature in an upcoming documentary based on Pre Campobasso's The Extraterrestrial Species Almanac. She's collaborative #1 best-selling book series, Wisdom of the Silver Sisters, Guiding Grace, and Golden Wisdom of Love, Legends and Legacies are available on Amazon. In 2007, she went through a significant awakening and received her holographic and quantum healing training with the Arcturian Council. She furthered her studies and became certified in crystalline soul healing, unity field healing, and theta healing. She's a multidimensional conduit for Star Delegations, including the Lyrans, Sirians, Andromedans, and other interstellar groups. She's also an ambassador for galacticalliance.org and has a channel on the Conscious Awakening Network. For information on Viviane, her online community membership and meditation series, you can visit the https infinitehealingfromthestars.com. Viviane, thank you very much for joining me today.
And it's a joy. Thank you so much for taking the time with me and for such a beautiful introduction. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I had the pleasure to interview your husband, Peter Benson, and we had a wonderful interview. And I also now I'm wearing one of the pendants, the multidimensional one. So it was all for the good.
That is fantastic. I remember you mentioned your interview with you and how much he was flowing. He was feeling really happy about it. So thank you for being so kind and receptive.
May I ask you, how do the two of you work together? How is the synchronicity? What are the vibe? How is the vibe between the two of you?
That's a wonderful question. I like that. This is unique. So my husband, Peter Benson, and I, we're a good blend because on the vibrational level, Peter carry more of this angelic vibration. And being an Arcturian being, angelic and intergalactic being are usually in a good resonance field. So it's a beautiful blend of frequency that we know how to readjust. It's like we have this core that we can work from, this foundation, and then we attune on the day-to-day earth human aspect. And of course, when I move up into frequency, he always tells me, all right, honey, let me just readjust my field because right now you're vibrating super high. So let me just catch up. And I said, put back your wings on and you'll be able to do it.
Nice. And I know that he was given the tensor technology as a gift for humanity. Has your Arcturian background any influence on him receiving this gift, or it was done to him as an individual and his own path in this life?
I love that. This is really wonderful. Actually, it's all part of his own journey. We have really nothing to do with it in the sense that it was always designed to come across the tensor technology as an organic way to support human beings, energy management, blossoming, being able to realize your own and beyond. So it's always have this curious mind of going deep, hence dive deep into looking at new design. How can I create something? This is part of his angelic background. And of course, we're simply here to uplift and support that creativity and tell him that, he is just amazing and he needs to believe in himself. But that has always been part of his own journey. And in fact, when we first met, after a while coming and we were like, interacting with each other, he brought to me a creation that he made, a blend between the tensor field technology and the crystal infused in it in the form of a ring. And that was the gift, the first gift that he brought to me. And that was even before we were officially a couple. So that's a good point you're making, that you can tell it's always been very naturally part of his background and his journey.
And the time when he offered you the ring, did he know about your background and Arcturian and higher connections, or so he knew about the background?
He knew it because he discovered me, so to speak, during multitude of events that I was creating for the in-person community. And we're based in Arizona in the United States. So I was very active to create in-person metaphysical meditation, events, workshop, and he was on his journey. So of course he could read about my background, he can read about the events. So he got to experience it firsthand, even before he brought me this gift.
Interesting. Very, very sweet. And something I forgot to mention before we started is I know that during your interviews, you might receive messages from your angels, connections, higher connections, whatever, and you need permission to share those messages. So if something like this happens to you during our interview, you have my permission to share them no matter what. Thank you.
Its permission has been noted and received. Thank you very much.
I would like to know, and for my audience, if we humans have Arcturian DNA.
Well, that's a good question. It's more complex than that. It's not that you have Arcturian DNA. It's just there's many point of contact on the planet. We do have soul aspect of our civilizations who have returned in the form of an earth human in physical incarnation. We have also encountered many people who do have a soul ancestry within the Arcturian realm and civilization. For example, people will have a tendency to feel naturally drawn. There's a frequency resonance they recognize. So it's possible that part of their galactic soul ancestry, they may have had a few lifetimes with us, or they have a mentor or a guide that is part of the Arcturian group. And we are here to bring assistance to many light workers. So here's the beauty about the Arcturians is that we have no limit in terms of only connecting with those who are the same soul group. We provide assistance to a large variety of life and consciousness. All you need to do is to ask and be receptive for it. It's about your desire to show a clear and sincere desire for evolution, and of course in alignment with the light for the greatest good. So we provide assistance. This is what we do, and we do this throughout the multiverse. We work with a multitude of other interstellar, interdimensional delegations that exist really beyond the earth plane and the earth human perception, but we always there to bring in assistance when it asks. So the frequency of the Arcturians, it's something that is returning more predominantly on the planet because of the acceleration of awakening, conscious opening. The vibrational field of the earth is starting to move faster, opening. So we have more opportunity to come in, so to speak, hands-on and work with people.
And due to these transformations, do we have specific features or reactions or characteristics for such Arcturian soul awakening within us? Is something specific to Arcturians which you can share with us?
If you were already an Arcturian starseed, you would know it your entire life. It's embedded into who you are. It's part of the fabric of your being. You're simply, for those who are Arcturian starseeds, and we're not that many, but there are some of us on the planet. Believe me, it's part of your core. There's an understanding, the behavior, the way of thinking, the way you're utilizing your energy, the direct connection to the collective and beyond. It's already there. Now, as I mentioned, there's many people who have an affinity with the Arcturians, which is different. That affinity is because we are here to provide a direct support system for everyone, again, with a genuine desire to shift from old paradigm of thinking, reversal of thought system, coming out of unwinding from brain-mind connections, helping you to live more deeply into the wisdom of your heart connection, which opening deeply your channel, stepping out of the 3D physical sensory point so you can start to feel and utilize your multidimensional points. For example, for those who are empathic, energy sensitive, there's a way to work with that and deepening that wonderful gift that you have in ways that it prevent your energy to be, overly expensed or absorbed by others and so forth. So there's many people who have an affinity with us. We have the Starseed that comes directly from our civilizations, and we have those who we are working with because they are our point of contact. And what they do is that they will bring an aspect of our teaching, an aspect of our messages to help to really increase the awareness and accelerating that level of conscious movement and evolution. So you can feel distinction in between ways how to even connect with them.
Thank you for clarifying. And in fact, we have to, if we are awake and conscious of these transformations, we don't have to be fearful. We have to embrace them and even share with those who are close to us and are willing to understand the transformation we are going through. I think that's the integration part, as people say it after they have a plant medicine ceremony.
Well, the plant ceremony is only one avenue to it. We say that everything at this point of your evolution, everything becomes an invitation to awaken. It can be through an emotional challenge. It could be to the launch of a book. It can be to during a meditation, a guide came or an interstellar being came as part of your family, and it's just connected and just reopen memory, heart connection memories within yourself. So nothing is mundane anymore. So that's part of the reversal of the false impression that we're still stuck in that 3D dimensional false matrix. We're shifting out of this a lot more than it seems. So it's to allow yourself to say, how are you utilizing your sacred energy every day? Where are you investing your light? What is the quality on the intellectual thought form energy? How are you utilizing all of this? And of course, most importantly, is honor yourself with great divine compassion and kindness. The more you honor yourself, the more you become more tolerant and adaptable to understand really where others are coming from, and especially if you wish to connect with higher intergalactic intelligence, they have no similar frame of reference as Earth humans. They're utilizing emotions at a whole different level, if not non-existent. So we have to understand that that level of adaptability and flexibility start with you. Are you kind and compassionate with yourself? And just honor your journey from where you are right now.
Yes, and it's a theme that a lot of my guests are mentioning, that be kind with yourself, take it easy, love yourself, and forgive yourself as well. And this leading to my next question. I know that when you were born on this earth, your body had to be readjusted in order to accept the Arcturian soul. So we know that on Earth, we all have trauma, either from previous lives or childhood trauma. And we have to, in time, get rid of it through various spiritual experiences or, plant medicine or whatever path we choose. Did you have any accumulated trauma that you had to release over the years?
That's a wonderful question. So I'm going to bring perspective to that. I have been on this planet just a handful of times. So that means that I have a lot less historical, emotional, and even astral attachment to the earth that many souls have. For example, they will have, trauma or connections or an attachment or an entanglement to a certain part of history, whether it's World War II, whether it's, the French Revolution, whether it's Babylonia, whether it's the Roman time, and so forth. There's so many timelines of history on the planet. I only came back to the planet at very significant historical timelines. So, for example, at the time of Lemuria in Atlantis, yes, we were interacting with the Atlantean and the Lemurian at a time on the planet, but not necessarily as one of them, but as an intergalactic being interacting with them. So, my perception or my interaction or even memories of these timelines, let's say, for example, Lemuria in Atlantis, are on a whole different level as opposed to those who were in physical incarnation as an Atlantean or a Lemurian, and as many Atlantean souls who went through civil time of trauma of the continent being sink, the destruction of Atlantis, the rebuild, then and so forth, and those cycles that still many people still carry at a soul level, they will be triggered with those traumatic memories within themselves. Well, I will hold compassion because I have gone through the process on a whole different level than those who were there physically. So that's an example of it. Now, from my actual lifetime perspective, yes, I've gone through quite a bit. I've encountered all kinds of experiences, experienced deeply and emotionally. I feel deeply. I mean, something that is really challenging for me is how to manage those emotional faculties that human beings have. This is part of their gift. At the same time, it's part of their biggest challenge. How to navigate to emotional maturity and utilizing the emotional component, for higher elevation. So I have gone through rejection, being fallen off, being criticized, even for my physical form. How do I look? How do I speak? How do I behave? When you grow up, you love someone, heartbreak, they don't love you anymore because you're too weird or things like that. So I have gone through just enough experiences to really understand the journey. And let's just be open here to dark light polarity. Those who are coming in to hold the dark light energy on the planet, they know who I am. They've been after me ever since I returned to the planet. Even as a child, they were coming and interfering. They attempted to stop my sacred planetary mission at so many times that it was becoming a cosmic comedy at some point. I'm like, really? Are we going to go there again? I'm Arcturian and I'm going to stay here and I'm going to see it through. So let's just go back to the light. We'll help you to heal, release, heal the karma, come back, contribute, and then we can move forward. So I have gone through my share and I'm keeping it more on a minimal level right now because my goal is to inspire others and to keep the frequency of our time together at a higher level. But I can tell you, I've gone through more than my share in this lifetime alone. The difference is that I really have no karma to process in addition to the experience that I've gone through. Yes, I have to clear a few things. I have to forgive, the dark light polarity individuals going through betrayal, abandonment, and all of these. but it giving me a stronger foundation to really understand Earth humans.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. And staying on the subject of lineage and DNA, I will ask you a personal question, and I understand if you don't want to answer it. I know you have children. How sensitive are they to your energies, to your connection to different entities? Are they aware of your work?
Thank you for bringing that up, and I'm very comfortable answering that question. I call them my children because they are the only children I will have in this lifetime, but they're not my genetic children, they're my stepchildren. So, of course, they carry none of my genetic material. They have their own gift, their own beauty, their own sensitivity. They know that their stepmom is, we always joke at the house, your stepmom is an alien. And we say that with love because it's even a title of a movie, you know, My Stepmom is an Alien, a movie from the 80s with Dan Aykroyd. And we say that as love. They understand that I have certain origin. They understand I have certain predisposition or certain gifts. They understand that my day-to-day work involves planetary work, helping people on a day-to-day, group, personal. They see me at home with clients coming in person. They see me on Zoom all the time. So over the years, because we've been together for a number of years now, over the years, it has become just normal because it's me. Oh, we know it's you. You know, we watch Star Trek and I love sci-fi, and we introduce them to all of this, you know, the X-Files series. And so it's becoming natural for them. And I would say it helps them to stimulate, ignite the gift that is already in them. It helps them to step a little bit out of the 3D program they went through until I arrive in their life and it says, okay, we have a soul contract together, and I'm going to call you my kids, even though you're my stepchildren. But the word step became the bridge on how they became my children, knowing that as a very hybrid prototype, I'm only able to have organic genetic kids myself. I'm not designed for this. So this is why I'm smiling to the question because of this unique component to it.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing this information with us. Are Arcturians close to nature on their own planet? And is nature similar to what we have here on Earth?
I like that. This is the first time that someone asked me this question. I love it. It feels very gentle and very inspirational. So, are we close to nature in a different way from what you perceive as nature here? Mother Earth, we call the blue pearl, is sumptuous with mountain range and lakes and pine trees and desert landscape and so forth. The diversity of nature on this planet is outstanding. Do we have a certain affinity with the consciousness and the beauty of other planets, including our own? In that sense, yes. Arcturians, we are very, very close to honoring life as an expression of Prime Creator in a multitude of facets. So yes, back on in our realm, we have different planets, and the one I feel I remember the most, the one I resonate the most, has such a luminosity to it because we're very close to solar energy. It's very vibrant in colors. I know we have some lakes, but they have a different component. They're more like crystalline in nature. Do we have certain trait of nature that belongs to the planet? Yes. What is to remember is that we are living in a harmony with the ecosystem in which we are, which is our really big invitation for everyone on the planet. No matter if you call yourself an angel beings, a hybrid, a starseed, or earth human, You're on the planet, you are a steward, a guardian of the ecosystem here. This is very important for your own soul evolution and your ascension to return to living in harmony with all life. And this has been always our model, even our own planetary system, so to speak, to live in harmony with the ecosystem. And we do the same thing as a courtesy when we visit other planets or we interacting with other delegations. We are here to honor life as an expression, an extension of Prime Creator. So in that sense, yes, all of this to say a very long yes.
Yes, so in fact, when you say that we live in harmony, you live in harmony, or the Arcturians live in harmony with nature, then means they are using technology which is non-polluting. And do you think, or do you have a hint that we will get access here on Earth to similar technologies so we can get rid of the pollution we are causing on Mother Earth?
Absolutely. We call this more conscious assisted organic form of technology that has nothing to do really with what you have, or to the very least of what has been publicly displayed. This is beyond solar scale or, laser beam and machinery and all of it. I would say number one technology is your body, your own electromagnetic field. The power of your thoughts will pollute more the energy of the earth than anything else. So the invitation again is it starts with you. And as you gain a higher intellectual and emotional mastery, new ways of other ways to feed the planet with energy, moving out of their carbon-based energy and the fuel of fossil and electricity and chemical and all of these industry, looking just at just the hospital or the medical industry pollute so much, dumping or right into the ocean, which is the very fabric, the essence of all life, which is completely illogical. This is opposite of life. Going straight to overly utilizing resources. Every day, you have a bottle or container, why throw it on the street? Mother Nature, Gaia, it's not a garbage.
Yeah.
What can you do? The cap is plastic. Remove it, put it into recycle. Then let's move forward. Now you may say this is very basic. It is very basic. And we understand that there's other form of responsibility to industry, the big corporation. And this is all part, as we see on the planet, of the new rising of this evolutionary movement of awareness where we are shifting even in the industry where new ways will be introduced. But at the same time, we need to see more stability in every individual. And especially those who will be listening, if you are a certain authority figure, a CEO, or you're a manager, a company, or you're owning your own company, or even just at home, you're managing your household. There's ways to be more in sync with living, more consciously. How are you utilizing? At home, my stepchildren, number one, I taught them is recycle. That big pizza cardboard can be breaking down, put in a recycle bin. Why? Because you are investing in your own future. Oh, because Mother Gaia, the planet is only one Earth. There's no, like how many, we're not going to duplicate the Earth just because we want to pollute the next one. There's a way to educate, be mindful, to be able to do it. And like school, at the end of the year, they have stack and stack and stack of paper. Where does it go? There's a way to do that. So I know that there's going to be so much more. And we agree with you. This is part of what we see aspect of the future timeline coming in. But the future timelines start right here by conscious choice. How much utilizing water? What do you put in the water? At home, what product are you utilizing to clean your house? I can tell you one thing, in this house, we're utilizing only biodegradable product that is safe for the water, safe for the soil, safe for animals, because we have pets too. We're utilizing plastic bag for garbage that is potato starch based, 100% biodegradable. We're utilizing nothing else. We're putting no plastic in the earth. And we're utilizing bags to go to the grocery. We have implementing small steps, you may say, for how many millions household there is on the planet. Imagining all these small steps coming together form a huge chain reaction that is uplifting. Then we need to move to the industry. Cars, fabrication, recycle, all of this. I mean, nuclear base plan, all of that. This is part of the next phase, and we're getting a lot of help. But we have to see stability and how human beings of all kind everywhere around the globe, we need to see a shift into that intellectual and emotional and spiritual stability.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I've been saying for years that without a higher level of consciousness, nothing will happen. And I spent 4 months close to the beach in 2021 in Panama. So we're walking the beach every day, and um, I had the desire to cry almost every day, seeing the bottle, the plastic bottles, and the anything plastic, even the toothbrushes being washed on the shore, and one day even an old TV set. Imagine that, a 25-kilo TV set, which I had to pick up and take it away from the water and leave it there for those who will clean up the beach later on. But it was unbelievable, and especially after a storm, it was almost impossible to walk the beach because so much debris. So indeed, the oceans carry a lot of unnecessary garbage, and it's for us to solve the problems. And my next question is related to water, because I wrote 2 books about water, and I studied water, and I want to know if Arcturians are using water in a different way. The water's different properties, if they are using water's different properties differently, and also if we are going to be able to unlock the memory of water in any time soon.
Well, we'll start here with the memory of water. Memory of water coexists right here, right now with you, within all of your body fluids. So imagining as you are stepping into the sacred art of decoding your inner universe, understanding your body consciousness, understanding the true alchemy of the body structure, and understanding the mechanism of all this quantum communication and movement within yourself, being able to reharmonize through your thoughts and the precision of the wisdom of your heart that says, today I'm going to connect to the sacred water element of the body fluids. I'm connecting to my inner water elemental body. And through that element, I ask that all my body fluids be returned to the purity. I'm going to see and visualize every aspect of the molecular structure of my inner body structure. Your body is made purely of water. So this is very natural for Earth human. So imagining starting there, what you can change. In addition to that, you can simply holding a cup of a glass of water, and as you know, because you've been studying, and to the activation within your very own hands and the chakras, the portal that you have right into your hands. Those are sacred portal of light. You can say, as you breathe, honor first, gratitude for the water that I drink. I bring in the sacred light into my cup and positively change and attune the alchemy of the water to return to a purity state. I honor the water. I love you. I respect you. I say thank you for nurturing my body, for clearing all of my internal organs, to keeping my bloodstream clean, balanced, refreshing my mind, opening, and to be able to do that at home when you're cooking. Bless. Thank you. Thank you, sacredness. I bring gratitude. When you are walking by your beach, connect with the infinity of the archive of the water. I'm becoming one with you. And it's without having to always get something out of it, but to simply for the pleasure of reconnecting consciously, vibrationally at a soul level. And that's what it is, disengaging from always wanting something from, but to simply be in a connection and then let that exchange to take place organically. We know that by the study of water, we know that music, words, frequency, balance, the energetic, the quality of the vibration of a place will affect the water directly. Water has been the same source flowing on your planet for thousands and thousands of years. So imagine when we start to stop what we're doing mentally and always wanting to get something or information or more, instead just by the sacred art of beingness, this cosmic presence, I'm attuning myself with the sacred waters of the world. And I'm in tuning myself in that sacred exchange. As you give of your light, let the water give back to you. And then says, what is it? How can I help you? What is it I need to know from you so I can be more conscious of you? And let us see what the sacred archives will reveal to you.
Thank you. Beautiful. And it's a fact that the quality of water we drink influences our health. So people have to understand that. And I'm trying to do a series of presentations in front of children and even adults to let them know about this fact. And they have to be conscious of what type of water they drink.
And a little message I got for you at that level is you can introduce it to chanting, fun, playfulness, interacting with like, today we're going to gather around a river or a source of water, and then we're going to connect with our old friend, water energy that coexists in you. Let's sing with our friend. Let's bring playfulness. It open up everybody's senses, even the adults and the children, to bring back so they can start to vibrate back into the purity that they carry within themselves, returning that point of innocence, and then bring about that playful way of approaching the teaching. And says, even monks are known to gather around lakes and chant for the water, and the water respond back to them. Oh, yes? Yeah, would you like to experience it for yourself? And implementing this kind of ways of approaching it.
Yes, yeah, always playful with the kids because they will catch on right away, much better than enforcing something on their beautiful minds.
And I got a feeling it's nurturing also that little part of you, that spark of you that says, yes, that speaks better my language.
Yes, for sure. Viviane, changing gears, but not that much because water plays also an important role in what I'm going to ask you. What's your take on the current planetary changes?
The take is that we write in alignment. Right now, especially as in 2023, as we're shifting into 2024, we are in two really strategic binary years of interconnections. Everything that all of us on a planetary level, and even on a cosmic level, all the changes implemented, whether it's the pulling of old weeds, the revelation of information, what we call disclosure, which has been an ongoing process, nothing new. The coming into the Starseed, people are asking different questions. They want to understand better their own intergalactic connections, the movement in the body system, the energetic grids, everything you've been preparing for eons to where you are right now. So, it's really about implementing new practices, So we talk about revealing ourselves into living more into a fifth dimensional way, but living in a fifth dimensional way is being able to perceive ourselves as already accomplished fifth dimensional being. And yes, there will be souls on the planet, whether it's friends, family members, co-workers, colleagues, or even those you call stranger, who will maybe choose more of a third dimensional way of living because their soul needs to still integrate some of the lessons, which is really true compassion, love, integration, forgiveness, cosmic release. And then eventually they will move on into the next level of soul evolution. Nonetheless, the beings of light always says, no soul is really left behind. No soul is left behind because every soul will be allowed to move on to the next level of evolution, even though here we may perceive it as a regression or a stagnation or huge karmic implication. Those souls or those group of souls, the beings of light will take them and allow them to shift in that direction if that's what they need. So we have to really hold our space in our light more than ever. It's really much a time about stepping in into that responsibility role, stepping in terms of what changes can I implement right now, because you are already co-creating the pathway for what is coming in and what is naturally is already shifting in your solar system on the planet and even beyond that. So allow yourself to step into that recognition of higher values, how you utilizing your co-creative faculties, how you're stepping into that more community mentality to go instead of the little me gratification, physical, aspect. You're stepping outside of this survival, primal, instinctual way of living. That's part of the evolution that we're seeing so beautifully on the planet. And there will be more. There will be much more.
And talking about co-creation, and I know you just said that everything is beautiful, but I would like to know if your quantum version of the near future Earth contains a worldwide financial crash, a nuclear war, or the implementation of the New World Order.
And I do respect that there are potentials within the extraction of an old third dimensional matrix reality, a frame of reality. My role is of a complete different nature. My role, I was sent to the planet to really implement a different set of influence that will allow the new earth and the stepping into the ascended fifth dimensional frequency and beyond way. I'm here as a teacher. I'm here to bring in set of frequencies to stabilizing the ascension timeline, which has reached that level. Doesn't mean that your world is going to shift in a different way. Of course, the old way of medical healing ourselves, financial, that slave mentality, of course, that has to shift. And how it's going to be implemented? Well, luckily, there's many powerful starseed and light worker on the planet, in addition to an entire interstellar community that is working around the clock to implement, help, to really support these changes. The higher power of your mind, your heart, and your spirit will dictate the pace. So we can help you shift the many councils of light can supporting, the hierarchy of the earth is supporting, but ultimately the higher power of your mind, heart, and spirit will really set the pace. So yes, are we going to be shifting of a slave mentality of working 60 hours a week for a paycheck? I call it, I'm going to make you a new little 3D analogy, sparkle of humor here. I like the way the actual mentality and culture of the main industry on the planet says, work for me, bring me the moon, and be happy to be exchanged for a little pebble or reward. And I think this is insanity.
Yeah.
It's just we have to laugh about it. And I've seen that. I worked 20 years in corporation, and they always tell me for 20 years, I heard the same thing. Viviane, you're a good employee, but you can do more. And I said, oh, yes. Do you want me to bring you the solar system on a platter? Yes. Will still be having my little pebble? Of course. Yes, of course, you got a deal. And I would just simply laugh about it and smile and bring some Arcturian wisdom. And if they like it, they will give me. If they like me, they show me the door. And it's been this way for 20 years in the corporate field. But what I was doing is implementing shift and helping other light workers who were part of these industries and companies and businesses to turn on the light, to create those shifts. And I've seen so many colleagues wakening up to their potential, no longer accepting something less than, and shifting into new promotion or elevating to new grades, or even leaving companies so they can bring their own beautiful gifts and light to other projects. I've seen that so much in the 20 years that I worked in corporation. I was still on my mission. I was still who I am today. Nothing has shifted. I simply explored that realm because that too was part of my planetary mission. So will that all shift? Of course. At the same time, your devotion to holding the light, to be of service to the light, to bring the highest level of value, quality, virtues of living will facilitate a transition. Again, no fear, because fear and light, it is impossible for those opposition to co-create or to be present in the same space. So the more you're filled with light, the more you're going to hear about monetary change and structures and new government and medical and school. But you understand at a higher level that this is finally happening and you have all of help. We are
Yes.
definitely not alone by all means, if that makes sense at all.
Yes, and I like to share. Usually, I like to share Indian fable, which says that a very rich guy went to spend time on a beach. He had made it. He had millions, and now it was time for him to retire and enjoy life. And he ended up in a small fishing village, and he saw the fisherman going out with the boat and coming back in 3 hours with a small catch. So he observed this fisherman day after day for a number of, let's say, for a week. And then he started talking to him and say, why do you just you fish only for 3 hours and that's it? Because this is what I need for the day and for the family to eat. And then tomorrow I'll go and get the same catch. But yeah, you should spend more time on the sea, catch more fish, and then you can sell it and get more money. Okay, so what I'm going to do with the money? And the fisherman said, after 3 hours, I just spend time with my family, with my kids. I play with them. We have fun. We have a good meal. We drink some wine and we have fun. So what I'm going to do with the money? And the businessman, very excited, said, but you're going to buy more boats. You're going to hire people. You're going to catch more fish. So then you can sell the fish and you're going to make more money and you reinvest. And after 20 years, you're going to be able to retire. And how I'm going to retire? So you're going to do what I'm doing, stay on the beach, have fun, spend time with the family. And the fisherman replied, but I'm doing it right now. Why do I have to spend 20 years doing more work and have stress when I can just think that I live in abundance? Everything around me is there for me to enjoy, and I don't have to waste 20 years of my time in order to reach the same, to close the circle. So
I love it. I love it. That is wonderful because it illustrates how we are detaching ourselves, we're shifting our values, we're shifting the way we're living to go like, yes, because the fisherman, what he's doing, he's carry more light and is maintain a light. The quality of each day and is now moment is also what create its future aspect. So there's no regret 20 years later, so to speak. And it's every day, it's like is the net of his fishing boat is needed through all the now moment he has created within a beautiful sea of abundance that he knows is in sync with every time that resonance, as opposed to 3D way of the false metric reality, work hard all your life, save up hard, and then you're going to get there. So, of course, with intelligence and discernment to say, you do what you need to do to provide for yourself, your family, but you're present into higher consciousness to do it, as opposed to dive in, you're given into these old mental traps. Love this analogy. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Viviane, do you think that at one point in time we are going to use crystal energy the same way the Atlanteans used to do it thousands of years ago?
Absolutely. And I would say what the Atlantean and even the Lemurian master were doing to the sacred crystal temple of healing, utilizing crystal as a source of energy, sacred archives, a new form of organic, conscious assisted technology is absolutely part of the Arcturians, where we know they're communicating with me, they're talking with me right now. It's part of the Earth timeline. In fact, that's what they were telling me. It's also a form of advanced technology that we use ourselves. Now, of course, the crystal, this is beyond the crystal that you've known on your planet. Those are really advanced living library of pure information and energy that we have attuned ourselves with higher mental faculties so we can utilize them. So we want to prevent recreating a similar scenarios with what the Atlantean went through when they fell into disconnect with their divinity and utilizing a miscreation of distortion of lower mental faculties, thinking they want to take control and overly utilizing these advanced form of technology in ways that is disruptive. This is why, again, these organic technology are coming back in the same measurement as we're shifting. This is something that the Sirians have learned a lot from their own history based on their advanced level of technology, which is in reality just ancient knowledge, ancient wisdom, ancient faculties that will be returned to the planet along the side into the future timeline as we are shifting in that directions. So I have every faith about that. The crystal, absolutely. And in fact, many healers utilizing crystal right now. I myself, I have a big Lemurian crystal in my healing room. I'm surrounded by crystal. You can see some of them right in the background. And so when I understand what they do, they understand the sacredness. I understand, yeah, they tell me yes. I understand what it requires of me to understand and creating. I can use this crystal as a very effective point of healing for someone, but at the same time is how I use it that make a difference. So we're coming out in that level. This is why everything is an invitation to awaken. Everything. There was this quote from Eckhart Tolle that I recently came across, and in essence, it says human consciousness is an expression of universal consciousness. And when we start to realign that, again, my little spark here, human consciousness into universal consciousness, that expression, when we start to really realigning ourselves that way, and we understand how we can utilizing the potential of human consciousness on the universal level, your things are shifting on a dime. This is it. You are in that evolutionary acceleration.
Yes, thank you. Have you given the opportunity to visit one of their ships?
If I have been, Of
Yes.
course, I have. I go back to my Arcturian fathership quite often, actually. I need it so my body can be rejuvenated. I reassess on my soul mission. I get new downloads and new interactions. I go back into reintegrating with my Arcturian avatar self. I feel like this is as essential for me as taking supplement on a day-to-day for the human body. So most definitely.
Wow, good to know. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I want to ask you a question which I never ask before any of my guests. You know that when someone like you comes forward saying that I'm Arcturian, I'm in contact with such and such, um, you have governments which are very interested in extraterrestrial life and they are hiding all kind of things. And I want to ask you if any three-letter agency knocked on your door asking to reveal more of your connection with the interstellar brothers.
That's a really powerful question. So I mentioned briefly a little bit early on in the interview about my challenge here, about wound and everything. Let's just say that without having to go through that with government agency, even though they're well aware of who I am. But for now, I'm still a small fish to them. And my group is really protective of me. And Arcturians, we're a force of nature in many ways. The interception and the interference came more from draconians, reptilians, and these dark groups. And of course, their agents, even those who are public, who have been putting false energy around me or calling me, or accusing me of being a dark agent for Orion or a gray hybrid and all these nonsense. I have seen so much interference. And in fact, I will simply say with an humble heart that in 2015, the Dark Light Alliance came, made me an offer. They asked me to join them. They said I would be a great asset to them. And because I refused and I said, I am here to serve Prime Creator in the light, well, they have made an attempt on my life. But I was very protected, and I am, and I have great angelic connections with magnificent beings who work with us. And this alliance, who this attempt on my life, obviously were unsuccessful. I am fully here, healthy, balanced, and very much anchor in my light more than ever. But what it created, nothing is in vain. What it created also another opportunity for higher intervention and says you've gone too far. You have violated some treaty. And that was another point on the planet to really shift the planet out of their clutches and the dark energy, and that create another ripple effect of positive energies. So again, I'm illustrating something very heavy, but at the same time, the counterpart of the light that it created. And they did that twice again in 2020, and that was the last coup they were able to do. And that was another huge point where we were able to come and extract off planet one of their dark hole where they were holding an entire city into a lower frequency, and we were able to extract it completely off planet as a result of, again, violation of certain treaty. So the lessons to hold from all of it is, even though they will keep those agency off my door because we have other purpose to fulfill, I've had my share on low other levels. But again, everything is an opportunity to counterbalance with the light and what it brings in for the planet, not just for me, but for an entire planet. So that's what I'm going to invite you to keep and as a valuable wisdom here with my sharing.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing. Vivian, what are the programs you like to share with the audience? What do you think they will benefit the most from what you are doing?
Thank you for asking, because right now my schedule for private session where I'm booked to full capacity and I'm very very grateful for this. So at the moment, I can no longer take one-on-one privates. But what we do is, first, we do have an online community. I have memberships. They can start as little as $25 per month. What we do is that we do private global initiative events on Zoom where we come together, we do planetary work, healing, whether it's water, chakra balancing, helping families, helping elementals, planetary alignment. We do a lot. I offer also a class, a monthly event where we do really, we introduce your teachings, practices, tools, exercises. I have also my meditation series. So we have the online community, which gives everyone an opportunity to join in beautiful, ongoing, growing international community of like-minded people. The members who are part of our community, they are amazing. They support each other. We have a private Telegram group, and there's so much exchange going on. Every time we travel, we post, we invite everyone to be part of our travels. We are very engaged, and that is refreshing to see. So that's number one, and that's ongoing. Every month we have a schedule. We do on average at least 6 events per month with the community alone, with the members. In addition, we also have our Arcturian Healing Arts program. We are going on with a beautiful group right now. There's about 80 attendees from all over the world who are part of the program. Because of upcoming travel and other planetary duties, the next program is in January of 2024. It's 3 months. Everything is recorded. There's 3 levels. Each level has 3 sessions. We're moving into, a complete physical template upgrades to neurological, to subconscious work, to galactic codes, to DNA. We work with the Akashic memory field. So it's really, the program is a hybrid between learning and experiencing and healing and restoring. We're going to see a lot of activations. So I started this program this year, and the response has been phenomenal. And I'm going to create more of these programs that, beyond the Arcturian Healing Arts program, there's going to be another level 2, and we want to create more opportunities to more on a group level so that everyone can still receive what they need. But at the same time, we're reaching people from all over the planet. And it's like from Russia to New Zealand to Slovenia to the US, the response is just phenomenal. And we are so privileged to be of service to so many people. And we will implement more. It's just my calendar has been very busy. And I'm doing as much work as I can. And eventually we're going to, they're showing me, my training group has shown me, we are going to bring different level of teachings when I'm so looking forward to it. But for now, I feel like that's already a really great opportunity, and to see what is in there for you and how you can really expand from where you are, no matter how well-versed you are or feel you're a beginner or you've been doing already so much work. Let's see how we can supporting you among with others. So in a nutshell, that's what it is right now.
Wow, thank you very much. It's a lot of work, dedication, and effort to sustain such a community and put out so much material. And I know, because I interview so many healers and practitioners in this field, I know everyone is dedicated and they are doing their best to bring light into these dark times. But I know we're going to succeed, and we're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We are succeeding right now.
Yeah. Viviane, we are approaching the end of the interview. Any final thoughts?
Any final thoughts is, ultimately, we truly invite you to remember the truth of your being. It is a huge universal invitation to finally stepping into your light. The occasion that is given to you in this lifetime, it is a spark of evolution. So the more you're allowing yourself to live fully in the complete spectrum of who you are and allowing the fuller spectrum to be revealed to you day by day, you will see that in reality, we're moving from one illusions to creating a reality that is far exceeding what you've been told or remember as of now. But everything that you need to succeed in this lifetime to fulfill what you've come to do, even on a personal level, it's already encoded in you. And that is the brilliance of the plan, is when you're too busy looking outside your nose, you can't see fully what you really have. And we're here as a future example of yourself. They said, remember, we do. So let's just simply remember the pathway to bring you here, because Ascension, it's already here. It's just simply being veiled to you, and it's sometimes convincing because of everything going on. It seems to be so much. Always come back to the truth of your light, telling you it's right there.
Yeah.
So
the codes are within us, but exactly in the place where we won't look too often.
Precisely. This is why right now, and for the last decade, we have been so dedicated to help people remember that sacred pathway. And then from there will be more. There will be more.
Viviane, thank you very much once again for your time, for your wisdom. Say thank you to our Arcturian brothers, which are helping on the background. And much love to you and all of them.
Much love to you as well. Thank you so much.
And to my viewers, thank you for watching. Share it, like it. Download a free copy of my book when you visit my website. And until next time, love and gratitude.